Within Watercoolers Europe, we have published codes of good hygienic practice in both our water cooler, for both bottled water coolers and point of use water coolers. And these codes of practice been developed by our committees, but more importantly, have been adopted by the European Union and therefore become the industry-wide de facto standards. These codes cover all areas of hygiene, from bottle storage and cleaning to bottled water cooler reservoir sanitization methods, and the frequency of the sanitization, the filter types that we recommend we use, the replacement frequency, etc., etc., etc. Well, the most important thing and the most important piece of advice I would give is to listen to the customer. How are they going to use the product? What are they going to use it for? How often are they going to be using it? How much water do they actually need over a given period of time? Ultimately, our distribution members are service providers. Therefore you need to understand what your customer or the end user expects, and you can tailor the solution to those expectations. The second factor is, if particularly in relation to the point of use water cooler system, is where is the water source? Where is the nearest available connection? Is it within a reasonable distance of where it's required? If not, then perhaps bottled water is a better solution. All of our members will always do a site survey prior to installing any type of a water cooler system. And this, along with the customer requirements, dictates what the best options are for the consumer. Now, the final thing I would say is that in order for the end user's peace of mind, you really should only consider using companies that are members of the Watercoolers Europe family of national associations. It's the only way to be certain that you're using a supplier that's audited annually against the highest industry standards and that are dedicated to following our codes of practice. The merits of good hydration in the workplace are long established, and the benefits are too numerous to mention. You've got multiple studies which show benefits of healthy hydration are things like improved concentration, improved mental clarity, regulation of moods, better kidney function, supporting the immune system, detoxifying the body, aiding digestion, preventing fatigue, promoting alertness, etc., 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 and on and on and on. All of these and more will contribute to a happier and healthier employee, which improves productivity and reduces absences due to illnesses. Well, at the height of the epidemic, our industry's entire focus was on the health of the consumers. We have quite a unique industry in that it's not dominated by suppliers who are so big that they're slow to change. We have many distributor members and suppliers that are big enough to work with and produce high quality equipment, but also small and nimble enough to be able to react quickly to changes in consumer demand. You could see this in our industry at the height of the pandemic by how quickly we've been able to produce features in water coolers such as contactless water dispensing, or indeed the UV purification systems that were available in lots of our members' water cooler units. And these came very quickly to the fore after the pandemic hit. I think in recent times, the biggest change that we've seen is that more and more people, either in the office or out and about in their daily lives, carry their own water bottle with them. Which has been a huge positive step in terms of, fighting against the proliferation of single-use plastic. But it does mean that our industry and our products that we're providing need to adapt to this new use, So we have seen in the very recent past quite significant changes to the designs of our models, so that the coolers have a much higher dispensing area now, so that those larger sports bottles, for example, can fit under the cooler, under the tap system, in order to be filled properly. And also, rather than the standard 200 milliliters or maybe less cups that would have been used in the past, we now find that people are obviously filling up their bottles, so they need 500 milliliters or 750 milliliters at a single dispense. So our models have had to adapt and increase their capacity in order to be able to provide that water at the temperature that's required by the consumer. Sure. Our members are the eyes and ears on the ground in each territory. In addition to our Director General, who works closely with the EU legislators. So each national association at our meetings, regular meetings, feedback any national issues. It could be unique to the country and would be unlikely to leave the borders of that country, or it could indeed be something that could spread and become a Europe-wide issue. So with that early warning system in place with the national associations, we can then pass this information on to our committees, who can analyze it, share it with all of our members Europe-wide, and we can then take time to look at these impacts that these changes may have on our standards, and adapt our standards accordingly to make sure that they're at the highest possible level. We can then communicate these changes to the European Union, and generally speaking, we found that after consultation with the national health authorities in each member state, these changes are generally adopted by the European Union without any really tinkering around the edges. So, we find that this kind of proactive approach allows the European Union to have confidence in Watercoolers Europe, that we are the best arbiters of what's best for our industry, and also they're safe in the knowledge that we will not compromise on standards and what's best for the consumer, the end user.